One, two, one, two. It's your boy DJ Mike Marvelous coming to you again for another Marvelous DJs cheat code video. Today we're going to talk about DJ gear. So a lot of new DJs are getting to the game, or some people are just prospecting, want to learn how to DJ, or not sure if they want to fully get into the game. They don't quite understand what you need to do and what does what. So this video, I'm going to explain to you the gear. If you're looking to go out and purchase some gear, this video will get you there. Now at the end of the video, for my new DJs or people that don't have equipment yet, but you're just looking to practice, I have the ultimate cheat code for you, okay? This is even for my DJs that have been out there for a while and DJing, I got the ultimate backup system for you. So DJ Gear, Marvelous DJs cheat code, here we go. Here we go. Let's start off with the turntable setup. So the turntable setup is the classic look, 2 turntables and a mixer. All of these setups, and let me just put this caveat out there, all of these setups are going to need a laptop, you're going to need some headphones, and you're going to need some kind of speakers. Now, most of this is what I'm talking to you about is going to be based off of somebody just mixing in their house, learning, practicing. We're not talking about gigging yet. We're not talking about doing any kind of shows or anything like that. Right now, you're in your house practicing, learning how to be a DJ, or just boning up on your skills. This is kind of what this video is going to be about. So, the turntable setup. Let's take a look at all the stuff that you have to get for this turntable setup. So of course you're going to need your laptop. Like I said, you're going to need some kind of speakers. Some computer speakers will do. There's not going to be the greatest sound coming out, but if you have some lying around, that'll work in this system. Headphones, you can use any kind of headphones, so headphones will work as well. But you're going to definitely need 2 turntables. Now, it is important that I give you this cheat code. If you're looking to purchase turntables for mixing purposes, you want to get direct drive turntables. Now, belt drives are cool. I'm not knocking belt drives at all. I had a pair of belt drives, but you're going to struggle a little bit. They're not going to give you the same torque as your direct drive turntables. And what that torque means is when you let that record go, how fast can it catch up to its normal speed, right? With a belt drive, it's gonna take a while and you may have to push it. You may have seen me in other videos talking about the throw. Oh my, you want to learn how to throw, get yourself some belt drive turntables. I was fortunate enough, my parents did buy me my first DJ gear, not knowing a whole lot about it, and they did purchase belt drives. But that's what I learned on. So can you learn on belt drives? You absolutely can. Will it be harder? 1000% harder on belt drive turntables. But nevertheless, direct drive turntables, you're going to need 2 of them, 1 and 2. You're also going to need a digital mixer. In today's era, we are digital mixers. A lot of us are digital mixers. There are some still true wax mixers, but they have at least touched one digital mixer one time or another. We no longer carry around crates of records. Some people do. It's pretty amazing to see that nowadays. I have a whole basement full of records. But digital mixing is what we do today. So if you're looking to get into the DJ game, digital mixing is the way to go. You're going to need a digital mixer. That is the only way to integrate these turntables into this laptop is with a digital mixer that has a built-in interface. If you get an analog mixer, which I have a couple of them downstairs, you can still use this system, but you're going to need an interface, a SL2, SL3 box. They're boxes that will convert the sound from the turntables into the laptop. Most new digital mixers have that already baked into it, so you don't have to get anything additional. That's why I didn't add it here. But if you're going to go with a cheaper analog mixer, because they are cheaper, you're going to have to get something additional, like a box, like a SL box. So we'll talk more about that. That was a Scratch Live boxes. Let's see what else you'll need. Needles and stylus. So head shells for your needles. Some will come with the turntable themselves. Probably not going to be the best for scratching. Probably not going to be the best for digital sound. But they'll do, right? So if you get a pair of these with your turntables, great. If not, you're going to have to buy stylus as well to go along with your turntable. Most of the ones I've bought in the past years did not come with stylus. It didn't come with a head shell to mount the stylus on. So there's a lot of information that you may want to kind of jot down or just come back and watch the video over and over again. But yeah, you're going to need needles and a head shell. The head shell screws into the arm and the needle gets screwed into the head shell. Both of those pieces sometimes come together, but you can get replacement needles, or we call them stylus. So there's that. Then you have records. So these time-coded records that you see here, they are pressed with a sound wave that Serato or other software will read to know where you are in the record. Now, there's a relative mode, there's an absolute mode, but we can talk about all that later in another video. But these are special records. They don't have music on them. Some of them do. I have a pair of purple time code records that on one side is the time code and on the other side is the song. So they sell these in different colors. You can actually get these customized. I've seen people's faces on them, their logo, their DJ name. I saw someone put the Simon game with the colors. I've seen that on these. Number of different things, bullseyes, you name it, I've seen them on the records. But the more exclusive you get into that, the more expensive the records get as well. So you'll need 2 of those. If you're gonna start practicing scratching and things of that nature, I would say get 2 pair. I used to have use 1 pair or a couple sets at home just for practice. They get all scratched up, and then had another set that I used when I went out and did gigs. So just something to keep in mind. Lastly are the slip mats. Now, slip mats go underneath of the record. It helps the record glide on the turntable a lot better. Sometimes people will add parchment paper underneath of the slip mats. That's another cheat code. If you haven't done that, you want your records to really slip so you can do those wound backs or rewinds. Stick some parchment paper underneath of the slip mat and then put the record on top of that and see if you like that. But slip mats are going to cost. Usually the turntables are going to come with rubber mats, and those aren't good at all if you're looking to scratch. But if you're looking to blend, it may help. All right, so that's your turntable setup. The cost of this is going to run you about $1,000 to $3,000, depending on the types of turntable you get, depending on the digital mixer that you grab. That cost is not included with the laptop. So that's access. I'm talking 2 turntables, digital mixer, maybe a few stylus, some slip mats, needles. That's going to run you about $1,000 to $3,000. All right, let's go into the next system. The DJ controller setup. So this setup is probably one of the most popular nowadays because it has less equipment, right? You get a laptop and a DJ controller. This is 1 unit. So you can get 2 decks and a mixer kind of built into 1 unit. And you plug it into your laptop and you're ready to go. This will also plug in the speakers. You'll have your headphones and your mic jacks and things of that nature, depending on the DJ controller that you purchase. So a lot of DJs now go with this. I've seen some DJs carry their controller to an event or gig or even in a club. One cheat code or one item that I want to really talk about with the controllers is the back part of the controller. Part of the controller that people normally never see. You see all the buttons and things on the front and on the top, but it's the back that's truly important, because if you're looking to go out and do gigs, you're looking to go out to do shows with your controller, you want to make sure that your ports are set right. So if you are okay with the least expensive controller, you'll probably only have RCAs in the back of your controller, which means you're going to have to buy an additional audio mixer. A small mixer will do that. You can go RCA to quarter or RCA to XLR, and then that'll go out to your speakers, your tops or your subs. So you probably wouldn't be able to put RCAs directly into anything worth playing at a big event. I could be wrong. Maybe they are starting to change things a little bit and add those RCA plugs. But me, I'm a XLR guy. So that's just the type of cord. Speaker cable is really what I'm talking about here. So you want to check the back of it to see what kind of connections you got back here, because that's going to be important, because your DJ controller may only run you $150 to $3,000 depending on which one you get. But I can tell you the lower price models generally only come with a red and white RCA output. and that output is that's what you're going to be left with. That may work for your speakers in house, but again, if you're looking to use that controller during gigs, you're not going to get far with it. But that's just one cheat code that I want to remind people is to look at the back. What's the output on the back? Can I plug in an XLR? Can I plug in an RCA? Can I plug in quarter inch? Whatever it may be, you want to check that. I think that's the biggest importance of a DJ controller when choosing a controller. Do you want to buy another piece of equipment? Really, most people go with the DJ controllers because they don't, right? But I don't know your budget, right? I'm not going to say price point, the cheaper one is bad. It's not. And I'll show you later. But if you're looking to do gigging and you don't look to upgrade anytime soon, you may want to check the back port. All the other buttons on a DJ controller, we can cover at a later time, your cue points and all of that, samples and things. It's a controller. It's great because it's a compact way to get to a gig and do a gig without carrying a lot of equipment. You just have a controller, your laptop, and you can rock the party all night with your music. So DJ controller setup. Like I said, it's going to cost you anywhere between $150 for the low models or $3,000. You probably want to spend somewhere in the $300 to $500 range if you're talking about starting out. That's probably going to be your best kind of option of something that you can hold on to for a little bit that will work both in-house and out when you do gigs. Next one. Currently, my setup is the controller plus Turntable DVS setup. I started out with turntable, so I had a pair of Techniques MKIIs. So I use those. You've probably seen it in one of my earlier videos. But I also have a CDJ SX2, and I use that for most of my gigs. But I like scratching. I like trying tricks and trying. I'm learning how to do a good beat juggle. But we're getting to it. But you can set all four of these up. I can mix all four at the same time. It allows me to have 4 decks. Or I can use either or interchangeably. But no, I like the system. This is a cheap way to get a digital mixer. If you already have a controller, you can actually plug up your turntable. So I'm working on my setup. Hopefully some gear comes this week where I can fix my setup and show you if it went well or if it was horribly wrong. But the problem with this setup is these turntables are too far apart. So when you're trying to beat juggle or trying to rewind and bring tracks back, you're like running from one side to the other. So it's too far with the CDJ SX2. You probably want the turntables about here, as generally where the mixer will be in the middle. And for setup, the turntables slanted like this, we call it battle style. So that's what you want to make sure. If you're looking to scratch, you get more surface area here when you battle style. If you turn this the right way, the needle sometimes is in the way and you got to go around the needle. So that's why they turn them sideways. Another cheat code of why turntables are turned sideways is because your hand goes here and here when you're scratching, and that gives you more area to scratch. Continuing on to the next setup, CDJ setup. So the CDJs are a classic. I actually was in the CDJ era when records started to phase out, and the big thing was CDs. You can actually play a CD in these, but if you're using it with any kind of DJ software, you're going to get a time-coded CD that you pop in here. But this setup, again, is a minimal setup. Your laptop, your CDJs, so you're going to need 2 of these. This is not one controller. This is 3 different items. This is CDJ1, this is your digital mixer, and this is CDJ2. So you do have to buy 3 different pieces of hardware, with exception to your laptop, of course. CDJs are great. You see them a lot at festivals. I've seen them in clubs. Hip-hop DJs use them. It just depends on what you really what I'm saying is it depends on what era you came into the game on. And if you came after records, you're probably more leaning towards the CDJs. If you came in during records, you're probably leaning more so to the turntables and using that. maybe with the phase. We'll talk more about that. But CDJs are good. Another good option with the CDJs is you can plug a USB up to some of them, and then you can actually import your music into the system itself and mix without the laptop. Now, I will say in some of them, that's key, right? You can mix, but there'll be no software needed for it because it's baked in. You look for the track that's on your thumb drive and you play from that. So that's a cool feature of the CDJs that some of the other systems just don't have. They don't have that no laptop thing. If I had to guess, we're probably going to get there where you don't have to have a laptop. You just plug it in. You probably have a little screen on your mixer, and that's where you'll see Cerrito, and then you can mix from there without a laptop. We'll see how that goes. Mark this date, mark this video. Let's see if Mike Marvelous just came up with the ultimate cheat code and said the next system that's coming out, if it's not already out. So the cost of the CDJ is going to be anywhere between $5,000 and $7,000. So CDJ setup cost is going to be $5,000 to $7,000. Next is the Rane 12 MK2 setup. So I'm just going to leave this here so we can look at it, and it's nice, right? So you can start to see how each generation or each setup is kind of integrated in, right? Looks like the turntable setup, but kind of looks like the controller setup, but kind of has some items like the CDJ. They're trying to appease to everybody here, and I see what Rane is doing here with the added record. Like, this is a fake record. There's no needle that goes on top of this, but you get that record, that vinyl feel. This is not one system like your controller systems. This is actually, again, 3 different systems. You have your Rane 12 MK2, you have your digital mixer, or in this case, this is the Rane 72 MK2, and then the Rane 12 MK2 again. So as you can see, you're gonna have to buy 3 different pieces of hardware. The cost of the Rane 12 MK2 setup is going to be anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000, which wasn't too bad. I researched this online. These are about $900 a piece, and then the mixer is really the bulk of the cost, right? So not too bad considering, right? Brand new, $4,000 or $5,000 if you're gigging, should be probably no problem to get these, right? So nice options to have. Gives you that turntable feel with the digital items. So I've seen one actually, and I'm sorry for not. Some of them have cue points baked into the actual device here, so you could actually have buttons on the sides of these, and you're punching in your cue points on the side of the actual mixer. Not the mixer, but the digital device or the import. All right, Rane 12 MK2 setup, roughly about $4,000 to $5,000. Now, for the cheat code of the video, if you are just starting out DJing and you want to just kind of practice your blends, you're practicing your learning, you want to learn how to DJ to make sure this is something you want to do, or if you're a DJ that has been in the game for a while, you're doing your gigs, but you want a backup system just in case. This is important, especially for private events and weddings. If your system goes down, freezes, fails, whatever it may be, you need a backup system. I have the answer. The answer is a compact controller setup. Now, I know half of you just kind of laughed because you know what this looks like, right? It's small, but it's a beast, right? So all of my students that learn under me, I lend them a DJ to go to from Newmark. This is a very small device. It fits right on top of your laptop, like right where the mouse is. It fits right on there. But this gives you fully capable actions to mix in Cerrito, mix in Virtual DJ, whatever software you're using. The DJ to go to touch actually even allows you to scratch. I'm not going to recommend that. These jog wheels are teeny tiny. You probably can get 1 or maybe 2 fingers on them to do a scratch. You know, kudos to you. The fader is probably not the best fader in the world. You can do scratches. There's people that do videos on them. It's awesome. This system works. All you need is a laptop, a DJ controller. As you can see, your headphones fits right into it, and so does some external speakers. So this is the cheat code. If you're looking to get into the DJ game and practice mixing music, get one of these. It's $89, right? So whomever you're asking for money, or look at your pocket, or look at your wallet, or whatever it may be, and you're talking anywhere from a $5,000 system to $89, this will get you started. This will allow you to learn basic blends and techniques with how to manipulate music. You can also hit cue points. It gives you up to 4 cue points each. You can use your samples in here, and a whole bunch of other things. I don't know why they put a sync button on there, but we'll talk about that another time. But the system is awesome. You can do stuff. I've used it on planes, on long flights. You can do mixes right there in your seat, in your headphones. So I recommend, this is my recommendation for this video, if you're looking to get into the DJ game, you're looking to see if blending music and manipulating music for something that, is something that you think you want to do, I say start off slow. Get this $89 piece of equipment. Get yourself a laptop. Download one of the softwares. Most of them are free. The light versions are free. You just can't record, but there's ways around everything, right? But this will get you started. All right. So that's all I have for today when we talk about DJ setups. I hope this was helpful video to kind of walk you through each element of what you'll need in order to get started being a DJ. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you don't miss any cheat code videos. I will be putting more out. As you can see, I'm kind of starting at the very beginning on what you'll need to DJ, and then we're going to start getting into some tips and tricks on how to mix music, where to get the music from. We'll talk about other gear, just a lot of stuff that I've learned over the years. So I just want everybody to learn this information, and hopefully I will be able to help you like others have helped me in the past. So thank you for watching another episode of Cheat Code. Yours truly, DJ Mike Marvelous, representing Marvelous DJs. Have fun. Be blessed.